Just look at the picture. In atmosphere, PO2 equal to 159 millimeter Hg, and within the alveoli, PO2 is 104 millimeter Hg, while in atmosphere, PCO2 equal to 0.3, and here it is 40 millimeter Hg. So here PO2 is less in comparison to atmosphere. It means that atmospheric air diffuses into the alveoli and CO2 diffuses out. Clear? Next, in alveoli, PCO2 equal to 40 millimeter Hg, whereas in blood circulatory system it's only 40, it's about 45 millimeter Hg. So CO2 is here high. So CO2 from the blood circulatory system diffuses in the alveoli, but it occurs through the diffusion membrane that we have already discussed. Here the diffusion membrane, CO2 diffuses in the alveoli and oxygen diffuses in the circulatory system, and hence the blood become oxygenated. Now this blood enters into the heart. From heart it goes into, now we compare it between the tissues and blood circulatory system. In the tissues, here we follow the table. In tissues, PO2 equal to 40 millimeter Hg, where in the circulatory system PO2 equal to 95 millimeter Hg. It means that here PO2 is greater than the tissue. So oxygen from oxygen from the blood diffuses in the tissues, because we all always know that diffusion occurs from higher concentration to lower concentration. Here PO2 equal to 95, and within the tissue PO2 equal to 40. So it means that oxygen diffuses from blood to tissues. Similarly, here CO2 is about 45 millimeter Hg, whereas in oxygenated blood CO2 is only 40. So CO2 diffuses from the tissue and enter into the blood. Through blood, it again through the systemic veins, the blood become deoxygenated and it enters into the heart, and again it goes to the upper surface. Whereas in pulmonary artery, in blood, the CO2 is about 45 millimeter Hg, and in the alveoli it's 40 millimeter Hg. So again CO2 from the blood diffuses through this membrane and enters into the alveoli, and again the repetition process is repeated. Alveolar oxygen diffuses in the blood circulatory system, and hence the blood become oxygenated. The process is nothing, it based on the simple diffusion rules. Means the both of the gases moves from higher concentration area to low concentration area. So we have to concentrate about this table, which represents the PCO2 or partial pressure of oxygen and carbon dioxide at different states: atmosphere, alveoli, blood and tissues. And here the reds are oxygenated blood and the blue are deoxygenated blood. So we have to show the gaseous exchange through this diagrammatic view. You may represent this through this diagram. Okay, so this is the gaseous exchange. You just go through my explanation in the video and follow the notes. So thank you, students. Now I am going to discuss about some respiratory volumes and capacities. We have to learn it. First is the tidal volume. Tidal volume means the volume of air which is inspired or expired during normal respiration. Means during normal respiration the volume of air we inspired or the volume of air inhaled, or similarly during normal respiration the volume of air expired or exhaled from the lungs. This is the tidal volume. It's approx 500 ml, but a healthy man can expire approximately 6000 to 8000 ml of air per minute. This is the tidal volume. Now there are two terms: inspiratory reserve volume and expiratory reserve volume. Actually, these two processes occurs during forcible inspiration and forcible expiration respectively. Number 1, IRV. We all know that forcible inspiration and forcible expiration also occurs during practicing yoga, coughing, sneezing, these type of actions. So, additional volume of air a person can inspire by a forcible inspiration, not the normal. Beside the normal respiration but normal inspiration, during a forcible inspiration, additional volume of air a person can inspire, which is IRV. Its averages 2500 ml to 3000 milliliter, 2500 milliliter to 3000 milliliter. And expiratory reserve volume, similarly, it means that beside the normal expiration, during forcible expiration, additional volume of air a person can expire. This is known as ERV. Its average is 1000 ml to 1100 ml. Okay. Now, ICEC, inspiratory capacity and expiratory capacity. This is the total volume of air a person can inspire. Means normal inspiration volume of air a person can inspire during normal respiration plus during forcible inspiration. This is IC equal to tidal volume means the normal volume plus IRV means the additional volume. Similarly, expiratory capacity. Here's the same. The total volume of air a person expires during normally after normal inspiration. It means that the total volume of air a person can expire normally plus the additional volume of air that can person expire by forcible expiration. So EC means the addition of these two, tidal volume plus ERV. Now the residual volume. Residual volume means after a forcible expiration, the volume of air that remain in the lungs. This is known as residual volume. Means after a forcible expiration, the volume of air which is remain in the lungs, this is known as residual volume. This averages 1100 ml to 1200 ml approximately. Another term is the functional residual capacity or FRC. It is the total volume of air that will remain in the lungs after normal expiration. The first one is the remaining air in the lungs after a forcible expiration, but here the volume of air that will remain in the lungs after a normal expiration. This is the difference. Here it's air remaining in the lungs after a forcible expiration, but here air remaining in the lungs after a normal expiration. And FRC equal to ERV plus RV means residual volume plus ERV means expiratory reserve volume. Because we know that expiratory reserve volume or ERV means the additional volume of air that a person can expire. So this amount plus RV means the volume of air remaining in the lungs after forcible expiration. This is the FRC. Vital capacity means the maximum volume of air a person can breathe in or a maximum volume of air a person can breathe out. This is the vital capacity. Always first one occurs after forced inspiration and second one after the forced inspiration and this one after the forced expiration. So vital capacity means maximum volume, not total volume. Maximum volume of air a person can breathe in, mean inspire, after a forced expiration, or similarly maximum volume of air a person can breathe out or person can expire after a forced inspiration. This includes the tidal volume, ERV and IRV. And total lung capacity means total volume of air that are accommodated in the lungs at the end of the forceful inspiration. Means the total volume of that remain in the lungs at the end of forcible inspiration. This is the total lung capacity. Okay, so it includes RV means residual volume, expiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, and inspiratory reserve volume, or its total lung capacity equal to vital capacity plus reserve volume. So just we have to learn the definitions of these respiratory volumes and capacities. Okay.